Cajun Roots Reseller. You give me an offer and I'll take it.
I say, this is Johnny's place, where you can have it for no problem. I got the dollars.
Fixed income, no credit, bad credit. Here at Cajun Roots Reseller, that's no problem.
Let him have it.
I've got my dollars and I sent in my best offer.
We say yes. See the special man. The easiest man on YouTube.
You got the dollars? We got the offer? Let him have it with no problem.
Good morning, everyone, and hello, and how's everybody doing this morning? I'm laughing because I see my guests in the background going along with the flow of the morning intro, and I love it. So first in the chat today is Miss Treasure Noir. Hello, Kayla. How are you doing this morning? Good to see you. Mr. Jimmy. Hello, Mr. Swamp Picker Glenn. Hello, good morning, and welcome. How's everybody doing? Yenzer Picker, how's that vacation going? I see you've been putting some videos out on your trips on your vacation. So good to see you on those videos. Tom Cruise, hello, good morning, and welcome, Tom. Mr. Bobby, if y'all missed the show last night, I did because I was watching something else and did forget, not remembering. I don't know why I had a brain freeze last night, but he was on with Adam Exploit last night. You might want to go check out that video if you missed it. Let's see who else is here. Everybody's saying hello, good morning. I'm also on the Facebook side. Have that going as well. Lucky Charms Wendy, good morning, hello, and welcome. How are you doing this morning, Jennifer? How's the daughters? Your daughter's doing? I know I haven't heard an update on your daughter that was in a car wreck, so I hope everything went well. And she's doing well. Let's see here. And the chat's flying away on me already. Look at this. Wow. And I want to thank each and every one of y'all for always coming in the morning shows. How are you doing? Good morning, Flipping Goodies. I want to say Mike. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Let's see. Electing Chaos. Hello, good morning, and welcome. How's everybody doing this morning? Miss Jessica. Hello. Back. Oh, it's over. Oh, sorry to hear that. I know. I hate it when you have to have a vacation from the vacation, don't you? All right. So without further ado, let's bring on our guest. Let's see. She is okay. Boyfriend's still in the hospital with crushed. Oh, no. Well, that's good. She's doing okay. So let's give a warm welcome to our guest today. And that is Miss Treasure Noir, Miss Kayla.
Hi, everybody. How are you doing this morning?
Right. Okay. So I was right. Good. Whew. Let's see. Shipping 14 while listing, promoting, plus going well. Good. That is awesome. Susanna's Chronicle. Hello, and good morning.
Good morning.
So how is everyone doing, and how are you doing on your neck of the woods over there? How's the weather?
Pretty good. The sun just came out, but we did have some torrential rain this morning. So, yeah, Florida, chaotic weather. So it's been very nice, actually.
All right. Well, while I get your information, I'm going to pin it in the chat real quick. Why don't you go ahead and give everybody a brief description of who you are in case if someone in the chat doesn't know who you are, and a little bit about your channel and what you do on your channel.
Sure thing. Hello and good morning, everybody. My name is Kayla. I go by Treasures Noir. You can find me all over the internet, here on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram and TikTok too. So yeah, I'm basically a part-time reseller. I have a full-time job. I work in the insurance industry, and I really enjoy selling vintage and kind of fandom-themed clothing. So I've started calling myself the nerdy stylist. So I think it fits. Tell me if it's dumb or not, please.
No, it's not.
In the comments.
I don't think it's dumb.
Yeah, so that's basically what I do. I started making TikToks a few months ago. I've been lurking on the platform for a while, but I started making TikToks, the millennial I am. I had a rough time making them at first, but I think I got the hang of it. So yeah.
I'm looking forward to finding you on TikTok.
Yeah.
I just signed up for it a couple of weeks ago, so I'm definitely going to have to look you up and check out and follow you. So if you're having any questions, go ahead and put it in the chat. Also, make sure you either put the word question in caps or even at Cajun Roots, so it will pop up to show me that you're having a question. So I'm going to go ahead and start off and ask you in reference to, and I know you've been a guest before, but I know things have been changing for you and things that you've been doing on your end. So give us a little bit of why you actually started in the reselling community of reselling and what got you started.
Right. So I would say, well, the pandemic kind of launched me into like hard part-time reselling. But pre-pandemic, I actually in September of I think 2019, yeah, oh my gosh, feels like 5 years ago, doesn't it?
Yeah.
In September 2019, I swore off buying new clothing. So I didn't want to contribute to fast fashion or the pollution that it was creating. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to only buy from thrift stores or whatnot. And I gave and because I was spending so much money on clothing too. So that kind of started it. And I was like, let me go on Poshmark. I'll buy secondhand clothing from there. And then I'm like, you know what? This looks fun. So I started like really casually doing that. But then once the pandemic hit, and because I work in an office space, I was worried that I was going to lose my job like everybody else, you know?
Right.
I was like, oh my gosh, I need a backup plan. So that's why I started like pulling things from around my house and selling them online. And yeah, so it just all went from there. And then I found y'all's lovely community. And I was like, you know what? Let's do this thing. I can make more money, and I've set goals and whatnot. So that's about it. You know,
That is awesome, though.
that's how the whole thing started.
And what got you into the vintage part of reselling?
Well, I've always really wanted to dress in this style. I just needed to find my own kind of flow when it comes to it. And you know what? I'm like, if I buy something and it's not really my style, but it's kind of the aesthetic that I want, I know there's somebody out there who also wants it. Mm-hmm. So that's really what launched me into selling vintage, and also preserving pieces. So I'm really big for, you know, mending things, mend and make do, kind of the 1940s attitude, and passing it on to somebody who will also appreciate and love it. So that's the style that I like to resell. So
that is awesome. I want to make an announcement because I see that the person I want to make this announcement about is in the chat now. For everyone who knows, I do the Hump Day auction every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern with Anthony, the Pittsburgh, Miss Debbie from WMAX Go Thrifting, and Miss Nancy from Miss Ivy's Vintage Market. And we just added a new co-host to be permanent every Wednesday at 2 o'clock to join us on the panel, and that is Save Here First, Miss Ella.
Miss Ella! Congratulations.
She is now our permanent co-host every Wednesday, so come out and join us at 2 o'clock every Wednesday and get to see Ella now as a permanent co-host. So thank you so much, Ella. So when you do your thrifting, is there any particular one place or any particular place that you like to go to the most to find the things that you're looking for when it comes to vintage items?
I really like going to the bins. I've had my biggest scores and kind of flips from going to the bins. But I haven't been there in a long time. So I've started a new tactic okay, I'm going to tell you my secret. Here we go. So I go on Facebook Marketplace and I look for these lots of clothing, and I'll look under, you know, men's clothing, and somebody will post a picture, you know, of their closet exploding with clothing. Right. I'll message them and I'll be like, hey, I see you have some clothing for sale. Would you happen to have any of these items? And I'll list them, like concert t-shirts, band t-shirts, hard rock, Harley Davidson. I'll do that and be like, hey, you know, do you happen to have some of these? And 9 times out of 10, they'll be like, oh yeah, I think I have some few Harley Davidson t-shirts. So, and then I go to their house and it's like, I end up spending $500. So that's my new tactic I've been doing until I feel a little more comfortable with going back to the bins. So
now, besides selling now, what are the platforms that you do sell on, and what is your main one that you enjoy the most?
I really enjoy selling on Poshmark. Whoa, sorry. I really enjoy selling on Poshmark. I do have an eBay, but for some reason, it's just not a good fit for me. I
Uh-huh.
don't feel the need to post the DNA history of a piece, you
Right.
know, like every, I got to know its cousin, I got to know its, grandma, I got to know its, uncle, great uncle, what kind of cartoon character on it, stuff like that. I want to like wham, bam, bam, post it up because I'm ADD, obviously. So
There's nothing wrong with that.
yeah, so I really enjoy selling on Poshmark, and I have sold a lot on Facebook recently too. So basically bigger items on Facebook.
Right.
So
Now, you and I were talking a little bit before the show,
mhm.
and I did not realize this until I know you and I had spoken before, besides this morning. Talk a little bit about the things that you do on Poshmark, because I know that we've been having some guests talking about their ups and downs about Poshmark.
Right.
But I have a thing that I love that I hear from you in reference to the things that you do on Poshmark that kind of gets you into wanting and enjoying Poshmark. So talk a little bit about that, and also the community things that you do with Poshmark that makes you enjoy it.
Right. So I really enjoy participating in all the Posh parties. So Posh parties is where you can share specific items in a category in which it is listed under. Like they'll do an outdoor adventure party where it's like you can list North Face or Templeton only. So, and people looking for those specific items will search under that category.
Right.
And since they have introduced the new bulk share tool in Poshmark, it makes it really easy to identify those pieces that go into that specific Posh party.
Right.
So my key to success on Posh Party, it's everybody's different too. I understand that, and everything like that. But once a platform comes out with a new tool, like the bulk share tool, the video tool, stuff like that, you want to make sure you're using it on every post. So I always try to include a video in everything that I do. I always try to use the bulk share tool rather than the individual share tool. And I find it comes out with success. But you know what? It could just be dumb luck, though.
So, you never know.
You
won't know until you try it. You're right.
Absolutely. So, but
so when you say bulk, are you doing like certain categories or certain types of entries of things that you're entering on your Poshmark for sale? How's that work? How you do that?
Like the
bulk sharing? How you do the bulk sharing?
Well, it is an option in the app. It's like a wrench and something at the top. It's like a little crossed wrench. And for the Posh party specifically, like you can use the bulk share tool to just share everything in your closet to your followers.
Okay.
But in the Posh parties, they already eliminate all the other options that don't work in that category. So you can just individually select all of the items that fit within that category, and it's easy to share. And then also, because Posh parties take place at specific times of the day, so you got to know, what times of the day they are and what items are going up. But at the 10 p.m. party, that is the most important party because you can share your entire closet to that one party. And a lot of people shop that. So I get all my offers and whatnot, mostly from late night sales. So you want to make sure you're sharing right before bedtime. Right. So if you're going to share before bedtime. That's what I say. So
now, when sharing, do you set it up to that time, or is it something that you automatically can do while you're doing your parties?
You have to go in there and do it. It is a manual process right now, but the bulk share tool helps you do that faster. So
the New England Thrifter says they've never used a video feature. What does that entail, and how long does that have to be, or what is the longest it can be on your videos for that?
I believe it says 14 seconds, but I always keep it to 12 seconds just to be sure. And the video feature is really fantastic if you have a piece of clothing that like changes color in the light, has sequins. It's also, I use that tool to show flaws. And then I always make sure, they say to not put your hand in photos, but I like to feel the fabric and show people, oh, this is how it feels, because the buyer is relying on the seller to tell them how it feels, how it looks. And the more information you include, the better when it comes to clothing. So
awesome.
And always word dump too. Word dump. I include the feeling of things. It's soft, it's comfy, it's cozy. This would be perfect to curl up in front of a fire, that sort of
Ella
thing.
says that the feature is good, but not long enough. But she used.
I agree with that. I feel like it's not long enough. So
now on your platforms that you also, besides the items, the places where you sell, what is the other items, other things that you do on the other platforms, and talk a little bit about those.
Oh, like my live sales here on YouTube, those ones.
And your Twitter and TikTok.
Oh, like TikTok and okay. So I'll start with YouTube first, since we're all here in this common space, right? So on Friday nights, I go on Horizon Picks channel, and we do a live sale. So it's kind of a nerdy themed live sale. So there's a bunch of lovely gentlemen and some special guests who come on with me. Horizon Picks, we do, that's the channel, Horizon Picks. It's 10 p.m. on Fridays. So I'll be there on Friday, and I'll have some fun stuff there. So check it out. There's my plug. Okay.
Funny part about it too is one night they kept, for some reason, Roy kept Horizon Picks kept skipping over you and going to Patrick. So talk about that. That was too funny.
Yeah. So there's about 6 of us on the channel, and we cycle through taking turns, and I kept getting skipped. And Patrick decided to dress up like me, because he would always skip over me and go straight to Patrick. So Patrick surprisingly dressed up like me, and I couldn't stop laughing. He
looked like he was the Thelma and Louise with his sunglasses and the scarf and everything with the
and the Hawaiian shirt. Oh my gosh. It was so funny.
But y'all have good. It shows that y'all have a good time on the show. Now, I do have a question. Do you use the videos for jewelry on your Poshmark?
I do. I use it for as much as I can. Every item that I post on there, I really try to include a video, even if it's just a quick like this mug. I have a Looney Tunes mug. If I show a video, I spin it around so people get to know in real time that that's actually a thing.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Right. So because pictures can be deceiving. So and it does take a little bit extra time, but I feel like I get less returns. I feel like I get less questions, so yeah. I mean, that's why I like using it.
Right. Now, we were talking earlier in reference to some of the things that you do extra on your TikTok and things like that. Oh, yeah. So go ahead and talk about that and what got you started in doing that.
Yeah. So I wanted to, I love running social media experiments to see what sticks and what doesn't. So when I first started my Instagram, I started running, what posts do better? Was it stories? Was it reels? Was it actual wall post? Was it video wall post? And then I wanted to switch over and try it on TikTok. Obviously, you can only do videos on there, but you can do pictures too. So I was like, let me see if this thing, is really, the place where it is. So what am I talking about? I don't know. But let me see if TikTok is the place to be. And it really is. So I've grown my following on TikTok more so than my Instagram within less time. So it's all about the consistent posting and the quality of posting. And there's tons of great people on TikTok. So I'm really for people if you want to try something new, it's a little intimidating, but I always say watch a YouTube tutorial. So there's a ton out there. But yeah, I'm really enjoying TikTok. Follow me, Treasures Noir. Yeah, I'm on there. So come give me a shout out and see my funny, silly videos. I'm doing a little mini series called Vintage Crash Course, where I talk about how to identify vintage clothing within thrift stores. So yeah, there's my plug. There's the second
Now we're
plug.
going to go back to your thrifting because you do a lot of little things. So with your thrifting, is there anything in particular or any particular place when you go thrifting that you only go to like certain categories except other than you're thrifting on vintage clothing? Is there any other thing that you do like to tend to go and source while you're out? And if so, where do you go usually sourcing?
I usually, when at a thrift store, I have kind of a checklist that I run down in my head. I usually hit glassware first. So I'm always looking, I collect vintage Pyrex. So I always look for vintage Pyrex, but they're few and far between now to find. It's very hard to find. And then I go to men's t-shirts. I run down the rack. And then I always jump over to women's t-shirts and kids' t-shirts down to that rack. And then I'll jump back over to men's. I have places where I jump back over in between, and then I'll go through. Basically, I really want to be thorough because I'm always in that FOMO mood where I feel like I'm going to miss something if I don't look at everything.
Right.
So, it's really difficult when I go with other people to the thrift store because they're done like that. Right. And I'm like, I'm still looking. So, yeah. But yeah, there's certain categories in which I look through, and I have a checklist I go by. Yeah, was that the question? Oh my gosh, my ADD is going crazy today.
No, you're good.
Sorry.
So if somebody is looking for getting into the niche of vintage clothing or vintage jewelry, what would you recommend or give them any kind of tips on what to look for as far as the vintage type category?
Research. I think knowing and doing your own research is super important before you even start looking. Know the signs and the symbols and the indicators that a piece could be vintage. Obviously, every single piece is going to be different. Just like, everybody's like, look for single stitch t-shirts. Those are vintage, but there are some double stitch t-shirts that are vintage as well now. So it's kind of like context clues. Knowing those little context clues will help you. And then once you've done a little bit of research, then you want to go out into the field and start getting the exposure to things. Go down the racks, feel the fabric, feel what's natural fibers, feel what's man-made. So yeah, I would say do your research first and then go out into the wild. And I wouldn't say buy things right away to resell, but I mean, unless you find something crazy, Right. But I would say just go through the experience of feeling things. I also say, go to an antique mall. Go see what kind of clothing and accessories are in antique malls. And then when you're out in the wild, you can see those items and be like, hey, I saw that at an antique mall and somebody had $100 on that. Yeah. Yoink, buy it. So yeah, that's
now, do you do anything other than the clothing, or do you do any other type of vintage items that you're selling on your platforms?
I do hard goods too, like vintage glassware, but I ran out of space in my storage. So I kind of put a pause on that. I wanted to be the crazy lamp lady where I'm buying like tons of stuff at Goodwill all the time. Oh my God, this is Wed Switch. Oh my God, this is Fire King, but it was too much for me. I do shoes too. I really enjoy selling like modern and regular shoes just because for some reason I find really good shoes a lot. So shoes, bathing suits, and underwear I like to sell as well.
Wow, that's a good variety. I want to say something real quick for Virginia. Yeah. Not Virginia, I'm sorry, for Miss Judy May. I got your package back yesterday, and I want to apologize because I had a mistake I had on your address, and it came back returned to sender, no address found. And I just happened to have the wrong number. The street was there correctly, but I put the wrong, when I typed it in, I was, I guess, having an OCD moment, and I put in your numbers of your address, the number part wrong. It seemed like it should have been still delivered, but it did come back to me yesterday, and it is going back out today with the correct number to your address. So just to let you know that your bingo mail items did come back, which that's the first that ever happened. But just to let you know, it will go back out today. So it will come back to you with your correct address.
Yep. We're all human, Johnny. You know?
Right. It's like, why is this coming back to me? So I go back and look at the address, like, oh, you dodo. You didn't put the right numbers. You put it in backwards. It's like, oh,
yeah. Okay. I did see Patrick talking about nightgowns too. I do. Yes, I really like selling vintage undergarments. So in nightgowns too, they're kind of still a little unsung secret of, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to touch underwear. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll touch it, you know, and I'll sell it. So you'd be surprised, you know, and they're great for selling on platforms where you have to pay for shipping or yada yada, because they're lightweight, you know. So I always look for the underwear, dig through them, grab those bras. So
I hear that. And I've heard a lot of people selling a lot of that kind of stuff, but I've never picked any up. So yeah, let's see, Johnny. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I thought maybe the mailman No, I got it yesterday. So it's gone back out today. And I realized what it was when I got the package. Like, I know what this is. That's a box of moon pies. Good morning, Jessica.
I see Callie. Hi, Callie.
Well, if you would stop feeling them while they were in the people, Patrick, you would. Oh, yeah.
Talking about feeling the nightgowns. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Callie does some really great videos on TikTok. So
who?
Callie
Oh, Callie's on TikTok too?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to look him up too. I just signed up for the app, so, and only because I've heard of a few other people on there. Take me is Kayla going to underwear ride.
Yep.
So if someone would want to reach out to you in reference to maybe if they have questions, do you have like your videos that you do? Do you do any type of videos where they can go to and watch things that has to do with vintage clothing or anything like that?
Yep.
So talk about your videos that you do on that.
Yeah, mostly I have started doing those on TikTok. If you have questions, you can always contact me on Instagram or post a comment in TikTok too. So the videos I'm doing, I am transferring over to Instagram too. I'm just a little bit behind on those. But I'm going through basic indicators of pieces that look vintage. So your basic contact clues that you need to know, and then I use when shopping for vintage. So like patterns, you know, textiles and the feel of fabric. All of those are really great indicators if a piece is vintage. So yeah. That's kind of
Jennifer. She just put Callie's link to his TikTok.
Yeah. He's got great stuff. Keep making the videos. They're fantastic.
Awesome. So when you're doing your Poshmark, we're gonna go back a little bit to Poshmark because you and I talked a little bit about that in the beginning. What is the best thing you like about it? And one of the questions I want to ask you was, do you have a VA? And if not, if you do, why or why not? But I know some people say they do, or do you just share your own closet?
I share myself. While a VA is very helpful and it's important when you get to a certain point of being a full-time reseller and being very busy and not being able to focus so much on that, I think it is important to get one. But at my stage and for being a part-time reseller, and this is kind of a side thing for me still, a VA is not necessary. So I would, always look, everybody's situation is different.
Right.
Too. So, and then what was the first one? What do I enjoy about Poshmark? Or, I really like that the buyer pays for shipping. I don't like paying for shipping. I know that. I know that's kind of silly and not to be like the biggest thing. But of course, I'll always discount shipping if people do a really big bundle or something. And it depends on the price of the item too. Right. But I also really like Poshmark because I feel like it's a little more user-friendly than eBay, and it's more refreshing. I feel like it's a new kind of look. And it's a little more clean than eBay. It's personally, my personal opinion, I think eBay is super outdated, and I feel like they have been needing to fix a lot of their problems, and it's too complicated.
So how often do you share your Poshmark then?
Every day. I share my Poshmark every day. So
once a day though, or how many times in a day?
Multiple times. Yeah. So especially with the Posh parties. So I share specific items throughout the day relating to those Posh parties. And then at night, I share my entire closet. So that's kind of what I do. So gasp, outdated. Of course it is. It's archaic. I feel like it's archaic. But yeah, there's... that's unpopular opinion. I'm sorry. Yeah. So
I also want to say, keep little Miss Q in your thoughts and prayers. She just came in the chat today. She's going up in for her all surgery today after lunch. If you missed her live last night, she did a first time live. I have to say, for someone who did their very first live, she kept an average of at least 35 people in her chat all night long, the whole hour. So she did really well. So definitely might want to go back and check it out. She did a lot of giveaways, a lot of questions about the videos, and she did fantastic. But yeah, go check out and keep in your thoughts and prayers as she goes to her surgery today. And also Tim Powell, he's going through surgery today. And also who else? Miss Julie Hart, as she's dealing with the health with her husband. For thoughts and prayers for them as they need it, for us to be part of their lives, being there for them, and the power of prayer is the biggest thing that we can do for our community.
Absolutely.
Hard work with Poshmark, but it's sharing the closets. Yeah. Even if it's outdated, they need to. Yeah, they do. Bama, hello and welcome. She says, thank you. You're welcome. Look, Jennifer just dropped your link. Shakes fist, one lady back in the day.
Yeah. And, so thoughts and prayers to Miss Q, and congrats on holding a lot of people in your life too. Definitely. I know it can be scary doing that on your own, and yeah, you did it. So,
and yes, it did fly by. You're right about that.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But yeah, you just got to go with the flow, and that's how you learn things during your show. And it'll come to you as you go. But the more you do it, the easier it'll get for you. Hello, Greg, Land Shark Picker. Hello, good morning, and welcome.
Good morning.
Yes.
Yes. Going back to Ella's statement. Sharing is one of the hardest things to do when it comes to Poshmark, but that bulk share tool is your friend. So even if you can kind of share half of your closet, don't. Be realistic when it comes to that. I don't always share my entire closet, but I always make it a point to share my most expensive things, my most popular things, and kind of those weird pieces that I have. So, have specific pieces in mind when you're sharing too, So.
And what kind of pinpoint ideas or pointers would you give somebody if they're interested in going into doing Poshmark, but they're a little afraid or intimidated by all the things you have to do for it? What would you recommend and give pointers on somebody who would be interested in trying to sign up for Poshmark before doing it?
Yeah, I would say, not all platforms are built for everybody. Everybody has their own platform they like. Some people love eBay and can do it like blindfolded. I just cannot.
Yeah.
I would say watch a few YouTube tutorials. YouTube is a great resource for research. So watch somebody's A to Z, how to post something on Poshmark, how to sign up for an account, and not just one person. I would say watch like 3 or 4. So because somebody may have a better tip than somebody else. So I would say do your research when wanting to sign up for a platform, because I've also signed up for a few other platforms too, and they just haven't worked out. So listen to people's tips about signing up, what to post, and yeah, just really get your hands dirty once you do that little bit of research. Like going back, do your research first and then get your hands dirty and start doing it. It's when it comes, it's like everything in life. You're not going to hit it out of the park the first time. And if you do, you're lucky. So and stick with it.
Now, with the Poshmark, is there anything or any complete category that you stay away from that you're not comfortable with, or things that you would refuse to purchase for reselling?
I mean, if something falls into my lap, I'm not gonna refuse it, because that was just the universe wanting to bring that item to me for some sort of reason. Right. Stuff happens for a reason. I always live by that. And but I will not specifically buy any sort of like fast fashion or anything else. I don't support that industry at all. So like sometimes I follow current trends, but I'm not really on the bandwagon of knowing what's popular right now, because look, everybody has their own style and people love certain things. And right now vintage is a trend. Everybody wants vintage. Everybody loves selling vintage, but it's not always going to be a trend. But there always is going to be those people who are looking for those specific items, like me. I'm always looking for vintage clothes. Exactly. So everybody has their niche, but I won't refuse anything at a thrift store. If funny story. I know I'm going on a tangent, but somebody was, I don't know, donating clothes or whatnot, and they, for some reason, just didn't donate them at the right time and whatnot. So they had a bag of clothing and they were walking to the dumpster to throw it out. And I was like, stop! I couldn't get out of my car fast enough. I was like, no, I'll take it. Let me take it, And it's like, if you're going to throw it, please don't throw it out, So I'm a big advocate as keeping things out of a dumpster as much as possible. So, because, you never know. Somebody's looking for that one item. So that's right.
Bama wants to know, is anybody, any Depop sellers in here? I just recently heard about that, but I'm not sure what it's about.
Depop is great. Depop is a selling platform specifically geared towards a younger audience. I say younger, but they're not that young. So yeah, Depop is great. And if you have weird pieces of clothing, Depop is a wonderful place to post it. So just like how Etsy is a great place to post true vintage clothing for really high prices, Depop is a great place to post all those weird things. So I post weird things on Depop, but I don't really get sales from there. So
now, do y'all have an affiliate link for that somebody would, if thinking about doing it, want to sign up for it, or do they give you an affiliate link?
I think they do, but you know what? I'm such a baby using Depop. I wouldn't know. I didn't follow my own advice.
Affiliate link too?
What's that?
I was asking Jimmy. He said he just started Depop.
Yeah.
Let's see, Kayla. Yes, you never know. We're definitely trying to keep the landfills from growing. And yes, you're right about that.
Right.
Bama
Yeah.
says, I'm thinking about listing all my vintage stuff on there.
Yes.
So, Jimmy, if you have an affiliate link or anyone else in that matter, especially what Jimmy said, he just started. Put your link in the chat so that others can check it out. That's where I'm putting all my vintage. And okay,
Yeah, Depop is a great place to post vintage T-shirts and jackets and fun.
now
Those
is Depop more for men's clothing or a certain type of clothing?
No. So Depop is for all pieces of clothing, but just I would say always look for a more youthful, appeal when posting to Depop. So your audience is younger on there, but the trend is changing a little bit. A lot of people are moving over to Depop. Things change all the time.
Right, exactly.
Now I have signed up for Grailed, and Grailed is a kind of streetwear fashion site specifically geared towards men.
Okay.
So those are like really high-end streetwear shoes and vintage t-shirts. I don't want to talk too much about it just because I'm still a baby at it, just like Depop. It's one of those platforms I signed up for, and I'm kind of working my way through it. Right. So there may be a video about it soon.
That's understandable. And again, anytime you try something new, you feel kind of intimidated because you're not familiar with the platform.
Right.
And that's with anything else. The more you work on it and the more you try at it, you will see if you like it or not. Because not every platform is right for everyone. Hello, Larry. Welcome. Good to see you. There is the Depop. There's his link for his Depop.
Yeah.
If you want to check it out. And I can't seem to copy and paste.
The only thing I really don't like, I'm not liking about Depop, and I think it's because Poshmark spoiled it for me, is because they don't provide enough pictures.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think, I don't remember the exact number of pictures that you're allowed to have on Depop, but I know, even on Poshmark, I use every single picture. So there's never enough.
Going to be posting more when I get home. Okay. Cool. Yeah. There's his link then. That's awesome. So in your research, and who got you inspired to be going into your vintage type avenue on reselling?
So okay. I do watch a lot of vintage people on YouTube. So I'm pretty sure none of them are in this community here, but I really like The Closet Historian. She's great on YouTube. I'm a seamstress, and she does great sewing tutorials about how to make your own clothing. I like, there's a lady, her channel name is Kittenish Behavior. She is also a seamstress. I watch a lot of sewing videos. So and then there are a few other historical clothing people I watch. Morgan Donner is also very good. She does like medieval reenactment. So lots of great stuff in there. And the whole costume YouTube community is great. Right. So, and then I was like, I want to dress like them. So I want to feel the fantasy all day long. Gertie is also another great person to watch. So if you guys ever seen any of Gertie's, she's with Charm Patterns, seamstress, does sewing patterns, but she has such a fabulous style. I want to be her. So
all right, so in case if you haven't checked out Kayla's channel yet, it is in the top blue box above in the chat. Go ahead and check out her channel. She just recently reached 102 in her subs.
Yay!
So if you're in the chat and you haven't checked out our channel, do me a favor and go to the link. If you get to anyone's link in the chat, including Kayla's, and if you get there and you see the word subscribe is in red, change it to gray. That means you're not subscribed. So if you change it to gray, you'll be subscribed. And then right next to it, hit the notification so you'll get to make sure you don't miss out on any videos. Let's see if we can keep her over and above the 100 mark. Patrick says, wait, a dress community? Yes. Hello. I actually also watch a lot of, and this is how one of the things I did on YouTube for a while too, before I even got into this that I'm doing now, is I used to watch a lot of quilting videos, like with different certain patterns. That if I'm thinking of a pattern and I can't seem to find the actual pattern, there's videos out there that you can see actually on video on YouTube on how to do quilting and how to do a pattern.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's amazing the things you can find in the YouTube.
Absolutely.
American
Pickers.
Pickers.
Danielle from American Pickers. Yes,
I love Danielle.
Her.
Yes.
I love her. She's my spirit animal.
Only need 11 for 200. Yeah, you were close last night. I think you were at 199 last night, weren't you? Only lost one. So okay, she's getting close to 200. So check out her channel as well. New video, 127 yard sale. Speaking of new videos, I do have one scheduled today at 2:00 on to find out how you can research and find out the lists on Vero. That video is at 2:00 today. It's part of my how-to series. Congratulations on your 100. Just celebrated my 100 last night. Yes, that was great. Okay, she's at 190. So we definitely need to get you up there too.
Let me talk. Can I talk about YouTube a little bit?
Yes, girl. Look, I'm gonna get you up on there. Come on, girl.
Yeah. So
preach to us, girl.
I do apologize. I have not been very consistent on YouTube. I blame it on my ADD. But if you can go check me out, subscribe. I'm pretty, silly and funny. If you like my silly face, subscribe. My last video I wanted to talk about. Johnny, did you watch my last video?
It's in my playlist to watch. I did not get to it yet, but it is in my watch list.
So my last video, I went to the Alabama unclaimed baggage store, and it was definitely an experience. So I feel like it was pretty misleading here on YouTube. Because when you hear the name, the unclaimed baggage store, you definitely get a lot of opinions about it. You're like, oh, is it going to be an auction style where they bring out suitcases and like sell it off? It is not that. So go check it out.
Yeah, actually the title of that video says worth the trip with a question mark. Yes.
Is it worth the trip? You'll have to watch it.
I gotta go watch it now. It is in my playlist though, so yeah. And I'm on it. I will put, if I see a new video come out, I'll put it in my watch list. But if I didn't, I'm gonna tell you I didn't. But yeah, in this case, it is in my playlist to watch. Thanks, Bama. Heading to there you go. Check out each other's channel. And make sure you look. Jennifer just put the link in the chat for you. For that particular video, she is so quick. I love it.
Wait, Ella, are you in South Florida?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
She's in the Boynton Beach area.
Boynton Beach, yeah. Ella, we gotta talk because I'm in Fort Lauderdale, so it would be fun to meet up.
So yeah, Jennifer just put that link in the chat for your unclaimed video, so definitely go check it out.
Oh yes, thank you.
Speaking of links, let me get a quick link I want to put in the chat. If you enjoy having someone always dropping your links in the chat, always there the minute I say, and then the one thing I have to say, if I'm talking about a particular item or our guest says a certain thing or talks about a certain thing, Jennifer's right there dropping those links.
Oh my gosh.
Let's show her some love and support. She needs some watch hours, so go watch her videos, put them on playlist. If you haven't watched her videos before, she does a lot of jewelry unboxing, jewelry type videos. So go check them out. I know she's been very busy and hasn't had any come out lately, but still go ahead and show her some love and support and watch her videos. And she has a Buy Me a Milkshake link, and there it is. Go show her some love and support as well with that. Let's see. I added everyone to my watch list. That's the best thing I can do because not every day I can sit there and watch everyone's videos. But again, I love doing it in my watch list. There's Jennifer's link that I'm putting in there for her because she doesn't like to drop it for herself. Let's promote her as well and help her out. She is amazing. Yes, she is.
MVP mod, like, and now I really want a milkshake. So, oh man, I want a milkshake so bad.
Okay, before I open the chat for anyone who wants to come on and talk about your channel, promote your channel, I want you to go through and tell everybody a little bit about what platforms you sell on, what are you doing on your channel, other channels that you've been on and who you're on during the weeks. So promote those as well, because I see that Patrick put the Rise and Pick auction coming up. which is every day, every week. So go ahead and talk about that before I go ahead and open the chat. And if you have not subscribed to Kayla, her link is in the top blue box of the chat. And go check out her channel and definitely check it out. All right, go ahead and talk about your channel and everything you do on your channel and who you also on during the week.
Hello, everybody. I hope you're having fun. So Patrick posted the link, like Johnny said. Every Friday at 10 p.m. we do a nerdy themed live auction where you can get comics, action figures, nerdy clothing, really fun stuff. And you never know what's going to happen. So make sure you check it out every Friday at 10 p.m. on Horizon Picks channel. And then me personally, hi, how you doing? I'm Kayla. And if you like my silly face, you can find me on YouTube here under Treasures Noir, also on Instagram, the same name, and also on TikTok, same name.
I love it.
So yeah, I do fun stuff. I sell on mainly Poshmark. I do have some stuff on eBay, but I'm thinking about shutting it down, but we'll see how I feel, whatever. I also sell on Facebook Marketplace, started selling on Depop, also on Grailed. So all under the same name, Treasures Noir. I sell mostly vintage and fun stuff, and lots of nerdy themed clothing, Disney, Marvel, other stuff like that. So that's me in a nutshell.
Hello, Glenn. Swamp Picker's back in the chat.
What's up, Glenn?
If you haven't checked out our channel, it is in the top blue box, and I'm getting ready to change it out to the link to the live stream. Yeah. If you would like to come on and talk about your channel, promote anything you have going on your channel, you're more than welcome to come on. I am now switching the pin message to the new link for the StreamYard. I'm waiting for it to change over.
Let's be friends.
A moment.
I want to be friends with everybody.
So if you want to come on the panel, you're more than welcome. There's the link. It just changed over. So do you do a lot of garage sales, or do you just strictly do thrifting?
I love garage sailing. I used to garage sail with my mother when I was young, but not gonna lie, with the Horizon Picks live auction, I have been struggling to wake up early to go garage sailing on Saturdays. So it's been a real struggle. So I haven't gone recently, but I try to go on Sunday. There's just not a lot on Sunday. Saturday is the time to go. But yeah, I usually make the other person drive on Sunday.
Now, I do have a question for you. Even though you do your auctions on Fridays with Horizon Picks and that group on Fridays, do you tend to buy, or do you even go online and buy any type of online auctions when it comes to like the bulk buying or ThreadUp or any of those kind of things? Do you? And if you so, which ones do you usually tend to buy from?
I have tried my hand at buying directly. Oh, Collect! Hi, how you doing?
You were surprised to see who it was, huh?
How are you doing today? So yes, to answer your question, I have bought a few bulk items from people here within the community, mostly t-shirts. Love me some t-shirts. Other than that, I've tried doing the ThreadUp box, but I mostly got garbage. So I don't know how viable that is. I can't speak for that because I've only bought one box, and it wasn't very good. I stay away from liquidation boxes because they're mostly new items. But yeah, that's about it. So
there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, you just haven't probably found the right place to go for something like that.
Right.
So how are you doing, Mr. Chaos?
I'm doing great.
Tell everybody a little about your channel and what you do on your channel, and who are you co-hosting with during the week?
Well, I drop videos 3 times a week. Mondays, I drop kind of new stuff that I've picked up. Wednesday, I have what I call the Eternal My Light Project, in which I go through some of the comics that I've had for over 30 years and prep them to be put into My Light. Friday, I call Freeform Friday, and that's one where here lately, all I've been doing is cleaning comics and doing a little restoration and showing people how it's done.
Right.
Of course, Thursday night is when I do my regular live stream with Patrick Murphy and Horizon Picks. And tonight, which it is Thursday,
Yep.
Tonight, we're actually going to do an chat auction type of thing. It's going to run about 3 hours. I dropped a link for it earlier. I'll drop it again when I think about it. We just like to have fun.
Now, do you still do the auction, the lives on Tuesday nights as well when y'all rotate?
We don't really do too much on Tuesdays anymore. We just needed a second break in the week because we don't do anything on Saturday. But Sunday night, I'm on with Patrick Murphy on his live stream. On Monday night, a lot of times I show up with Diecast Comics. Tuesdays are kind of a day off now, but we were doing it with Horizon Picks.
Right.
Wednesday, I'm back on with a lot of times I'll go into Diecast Comics auction, and I'll just kibitz, or sometimes I'll try to sell something.
Right.
Then Thursday's my show, and then Friday, of course, is the auction. So I need a break because I also have a full-time job.
Mm-hmm. I hear that.
You sound sleepy.
Oh, yeah.
Jennifer just dropped your link in the chat, so thank you so much, Jennifer. And there's the link for the auction tonight. That's one thing about Jennifer. She's quick at getting them links.
Yeah, she's quick.
So
I made sure I'm subscribed to her.
Now, I want to ask you a question because I know I've been watching some of your videos, and I'm sorry if I can't catch all y'all videos because y'all usually up late at night. I'm in bed early.
Yeah.
But I have caught some of your videos where you are doing some videos where you're showing how you do restoration on comics.
Yeah.
Do you open that to anyone who has, say, a certain comic that is worth doing restoration on? Can they reach out to you, and if so, how they can do that?
They can, but my number one thing, and the number one thing I stress, is if you are afraid you might destroy the comic or hurt the comic, don't do it. I've been doing this. I think the first time I took a spine roll out of a comic was like 1973. Mm-hmm. So I've been doing this a very long time.
Right.
And I've been doing comics for over 50 years.
Now, you said you're doing this part-time, or you work also part-time?
I work full-time.
Oh, okay.
That's probably going to change in the near future since,
right.
I draw more. I get more in Social Security than I do at my job, so I'll probably be leaving there before too long.
Yeah.
And I have to start selling stuff because I don't have any room in my house. I
happened to catch a glimpse of a video you showed the other room that you have blocked off.
Yeah.
Which is your storage area of all your comics, and you do have a large collection.
I've got well over 20,000, probably closer to 22,000 comics right now.
That's a lot.
Plus toys, plus games, plus magazines, plus.
Right.
Yeah, and they're all in great condition.
Yeah.
And I've been going through and cleaning up some of the old loose toys that I've got so I can list them on eBay. The problem is I have so many, I never seem to get anything listed. Right. I have to start take some time each week and just take pictures for like an hour or two, and then divide it up on how many I want to list a day until I can get into a groove of doing it every day.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, and there's Delco, the star of my show.
Oh,
He talks to me all the time. I'll ask him questions and he answers. Delco, of course, is my cat.
Oh, okay. I want everybody to be clarified on who that is.
Yes. Delco is the boss. He's the cat. Well, he thinks the boss.
Right. All right, Bam, let everybody know who you are and about your channel.
Hello, everybody. Having a great day. I haven't seen everybody in a long time, so been really busy. My channel, we just, my son and I do a lot of thrifting so we can buy toys. That's about it.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Well, have you bought any new interesting toys lately?
I just got a new one in, by the way.
And which is?
You ready?
Yes.
You ready?
Yes.
Castle Grayskull.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
I just took 2 hours redoing this whole shelf just to make sure I could display it.
That is awesome. Patrick, calm down. Let's see what he said. User voice. Hey, man. And there's Bama's link to his channel. Don't forget to go check it out.
Yeah.
So, what you been up to? I know you do a lot with your son. So, how's things going with you and your stores and things that you're listing on your side?
Everything's going good. We've been kind of slow for us. Football season's picking up. Eli's starting center for his middle school. So we got a first game this Saturday, so I won't be doing any thrifting then. But every once in a while, we're going to the stores. Sales are still doing good for us.
That's
I picked up some vintage Reebok pumps I put on my Instagram, if you want to check that out. I haven't seen those since I was a kid. And they were like brand new. So they were I picked them up for $30. And they're running around $200. I was really excited about that pickup.
Wow. That is awesome.
Yeah. A little story if you got a second about it.
Yeah, we got a second. Come on, tell us.
Go into American Thrift and I look in their case and there are these Reebok shoes. My dog's licking my leg. Okay, I got you. All right.
It's like I'm down here.
Yeah. There are these beautiful Reebok shoes. I mean, it's almost like you hear, oh, and I'm looking at them and I'm like, man, should I get them? Can I look at them? And I got them out of the case and I looked, they were $30. I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend 30. So I put them, I said, I'll think about it. I'll walk around the store and I'll come back and I'll make up my mind. And she's like, okay. So I walk off and then I pick up my phone and I'm starting to look at the comps and I see 200. I'm like, I need to go back and get this. So I turn back around and go and I see this lady standing in front of the counter. And her eyes do that and she picks up her phone and she's starting to look. I'm like, oh Lord, I better get these shoes before she finds out how much they're worth. So I go over to the cash register where the lady who had previously pulled the shoes out for me, I didn't even go stand by the other lady. This was kind of dirty of me. I'm not going to lie to you. I felt bad for like 2 seconds. I went and told her, I said, hey, I'm going to get the shoes. Okay. I think I'm going to get them. She goes, sure. And she walks over and pulls the shoes out in front of the counter of the lady with her phone. And she looks up and she sees the lady handing the shoes to me. And I can't use the language she said, but it was, it wasn't very godly. I tell you that. And,
ouch.
And then she smiled and she said, I understand. And I was like, well, sorry. But yeah, I got them. But I almost lost them.
Yeah.
I love to go to thrift stores, but I can't right now because I don't have any room.
When you started the story the way you did, that's the first thing that came to mind. You thought about it, you left. That's the worst thing to ever do when you get something like that.
I know.
The time to buy is when you see it.
Right.
Yeah.
The time to buy is when you see it.
Yeah.
It was a rookie. I know. But luckily I pulled it out. And, well, Paul, the flipping sports guy.
He has a question for you.
John, does Cena and Goldberg have a real chance in winning titles on Saturday? Well, fortunately, they do. I cannot stand John Cena. In fact, if you look at John Cena, to me, he looks like Ernest P. Worrell, the counselor. You remember Ernest?
Mm-hmm.
I do.
I can't Cena. I don't know if they're going to let it happen, but Vince has been kind of really acting weird lately. Mm-hmm. So he may go with Goldberg to kind of push that because he has nothing else to offer. He's firing everybody. Wow. I don't know why he doesn't fire on Cena and keep some of the good talent he has, in my opinion.
I actually met John Cena in real life. I
love John Cena. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's so nice and much bigger in real life than I thought. So yeah, I couldn't believe how big he was. So
he's so funny.
Now, Patrick, I love Ernest. I don't like John Cena, so don't unsub. I love Ernest. I grew up watching Ernest, and he's one of my favorite characters as a kid. So go back and sub, okay?
Awesome. Jennifer says she's met Goldberg.
Oh, nice.
Goldberg's a beast.
Mm-hmm.
From what I understand, he's a real nice guy too, though.
Yeah. A lot of them are super nice. Every wrestler I've met has been very nice. And I've only met them in passing at like a convention and whatnot. So
I met Kevin Nash and DDP. Kevin is a giant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a big guy. We were in Florida one time, and the kids, we were at one of those Brazilian steakhouses. Have you ever been to one of those?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. That's like fat boy heaven and all. So, I mean, ooh, Lord Jesus.
So we said she's met them both in their dreams. Poor Ella.
we were sitting there eating and stuff, and then I see Ari and Eli, their eyes get real big, and I see them get pale, and I'm looking at them like, are you choking on the meat, or what's going on? And Ari's like, Dad, and I'm like, what? And I see two guys eating, and I'm like, what? And apparently they were two WWE superstars that were eating in the restaurant, and it was Elias and I forget the other guy's name. But we talked to them. They took some pictures. They were really nice guys. So I agree with you. A lot of the rest are really nice people.
Hey, they got to eat.
Yeah. You're
I
right
do
about
too,
that. All right, so if anybody has any questions or anything, put them in the chat. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the links that are in the chat. Jennifer's been dropping links for a lot of people that we've been talking to or on the panel. Remembering that if you go to someone's link and you go to that channel and it says subscribe is in red, that means you're not subscribed. Change it to gray. Also, right next to it, hit those three, all the notifications, the very top one. That way you won't miss out on anyone's videos. My numbers keep going down, so we're going to go ahead and get right in the show. But before I do, those that are on the panel, I want you to go over again and tell everybody a little bit about your channel, where they can catch you on your channels or other channels you do during the week. Promote your channel so that everybody else can make sure to hit the reminders when it's an upcoming event, like either tonight or tomorrow night. And we'll go ahead and start with you, Bam, because you did come in last. So we'll go ahead and get you on first.
Okay, well, I'm editing a new video coming out. I don't know when, as soon as I get through editing, I guess. But I'd love to see you there. We're still trying to hit our 400 mark on subs. It's taking a slow, steady incline. And if you haven't subbed, I really would appreciate it. You would enjoy our content, more so my kids and me. But we have a great time. I love you guys, and God bless.
All right, Mr. Collecting Chaos.
Yeah, well, tomorrow morning I'm dropping a video on how to remove tape from comics, but I'll also you use the same procedure to remove them from like cardstock from toys. You know, the backers of toys. You can use the same thing to do labels.
Right.
So that's where I'm sitting at for tomorrow, and you know, of course, I appreciate people subscribing. I always answer the chats. Sometimes it's only a one-word answer, but I always read every comment. And I always answer. Mainly, my most important thing, and the most important thing I like to tell people is make sure before you handle your comics and collectibles and your toys, wash your hands. You don't know where those toys have been, and for me, I don't know where my hands have been sometimes. So, but it's important, especially with all the weird stuff going on now.
Right. Now, talk about your auctions for the show you do tonight, and are you on the auctions as well with Horizon?
Now, the auction tonight is just going to be the three of us, myself, Horizon Picks, and Patrick Murphy, and we'll do an auction segment, and then we'll have a little chat in the middle, kind of like an intermission, and then we do an auction again. It's only 3 hours. We try never to go over that.
Right.
Once in a while, we'll have to go a few minutes late, but we hit the 3 hour mark. It's time to cut it off.
Correct. Right.
Tomorrow night, the auction will go on a little bit longer. We have a lot more people, and of course, it takes time to get through them all.
Right.
But the main thing is, yes, we're trying to sell stuff, but mostly we just want to have fun and have it a good experience for the buyer as well. Integrity is a big part of what we do.
Exactly.
And yeah, that's.
Now, Jennifer's just dropped your link to your channel and the auction tonight and the auction for tomorrow night.
That's great. She's on the ball. I love Jennifer. She's great.
All right. Now, Kayla.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kayla, and I'm here on YouTube. So on my own channel where I do, I'm still baby channel. So I'm still trying to find my groove. But you can find me here on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And I like selling vintage clothing and having fun. And I'm also on the Friday night auction too. Thank you, Jennifer, for posting the links. You're always amazing. And we all love you so much. Give that girl a milkshake. So yeah, come check me out. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. I'm always around. So.
All right, let me tell you, I want to say, Little Miss Q, you can come back in. I was going to click on you, but we lost you in the back room. So come on back in.
What a cutie.
There she is. Now, let's talk about your show last night and your show you're going to be on with KT.
Yep. Oh, am I up?
Yeah, girl. I want to share your show. Your channel. Go for it.
That's what I wanted to tell everyone. So KT Treasures is doing their very first auction train on Monday night, 8 p.m. Their auctions are always a good time. I know there's at least, I want to guess 5 or 6 of us on the lineup. Everyone's going to sell 3 lots to begin with. If we get through them, we could always sell extra lots, but anyone's welcome. You don't have to normally do auctions. You can just be someone who wants to give it a try. We do ask that anyone who's going to do the auction sticks with the free shipping that they kind of go with. So kind of keep that in mind when you are creating lots. If you want to sell on that auction, they do offer free shipping.
Okay. Now, how did you feel on your show last night? Your very first show, and you kept up with 35 people in the first show last night, the whole night.
I was super nervous, obviously.
You did really great, too.
Thank you. I put a lot of work into it. I don't know if it showed, but I have tried to make it. I told y'all I'm crazy, and I do everything big. So it was 100 subs, but if I could have given away 100 things, I would have given away 100 things. That's just how I am. So I figured, 20 things, 20 big things. But I thought it was so much fun. I wanted it to be enjoyable for everybody. And
it was definitely different. You can tell you put a lot of work into it.
I'm a giver, and I wanted to make it more creative than just calling a name out. So, it was fun. It went by really quick.
And again, I want to let everybody know and remind everyone to please keep her in your thoughts and prayers because she is going through with a surgery this afternoon after lunch. So definitely keep her in your thoughts and prayers. Also, don't forget, I am looking for anyone who would want to be, speaking of, I was just going to make that announcement and Roy comes in. Hello, Roy. Next Friday, the 27th, I will be doing a pop-up auction, and I already have a list of those who want to be part of it already. So if you would reach out to me, I am only doing this with those who reach out to me and put them on the list for that day because I want to make sure I know who's coming in. And I will not be putting the link in the chat, but I will be emailing you the link for that auction if you're part of the list.
When is that?
Next Friday, the 27th at 2 p.m. Eastern. All my auctions are at 2 o'clock, or if I do anything in the afternoon except bingo, it'll be at 2 o'clock when it comes to the auctions. Also, I want to make an announcement again for those who are just coming in. Ella from Save Here First is now permanent co-host with us every Wednesday on the Hump Day auction at 2 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to catch her on those channels as well, she's also permanent on the Monday shows with Laura Demos at Mercantile and Melanie with Melanie Lightbeam. So you can catch her there every Monday as well. And then, of course, on Wednesday afternoon, she's also on JT's channel. So she's going to be permanent. So y'all get to come check her out. And also every Monday through Friday, I am doing a guest where we showcase your channel. You're more than welcome to reach out to me on any of my social media pages because I am now full for August and I am now putting names down and on the calendar for September. So if you're interested and would like to be part of showcasing your channel, make sure you reach out to me and I'll be glad to put you on. And it is first come, first served basis. So what I've been doing is if somebody reaches out to me, I won't do another person in that, until I get that person on the calendar with a date. And then I'll get you the next as they come in. So don't forget to do that and check me out. Let me know you want to be on the auction. I'll be glad to put you on the list. We're going to do up to 9 people total. So just reach out to me.
I will definitely be
part of it. I'm sorry, what?
I said I will definitely be emailing you about the auction.
Cool.
Well, depending on the outcome of today.
Correct, right.
I plan on living, so I'm just saying, I plan on still being here Friday, but...
Right. Yeah, it's just a matter of how fast you recover. Also, do me a favor, it's free. Don't forget to do the word subscribe below this video if you have not been subscribed to the channel, but you do come to the morning shows. Do me a favor, check and see if the word subscribe is in red, like any links you go to. And if it's not, and it is red, change it to gray so you know you subscribed, and right next to it, hit those notifications so you won't miss out. I also have my other channel where I'm uploaded a video for today. I've been scheduling them for 3, but on this one, I decided to try it at 2 o'clock. So that video does come out at 2 o'clock, and it's about the Vero on your eBay store, how to find it and what it means and what it stands for and where you can find the information. I'm going to start doing my how-to videos on Thursdays. And again, this coming week, I will be doing another unboxing on Tuesday, because I did have a large purchase I did on an online auction for jewelry, and everybody's been asking me to do an unboxing, so I did get that package in, and so I will be doing a video for that for next Tuesday, where that'll come out Tuesday at 2 o'clock as well. So with that being said, like I said before, in each and every show, if you want to come on after the show, the link for the back green room, you're more than welcome. That is in the top of the box, in the blue box. More than welcome to come in. And like I said before, in each and every show, love always, love is always free. Please be kind to one another until we meet into another chat. Have a blessed and fabulous day. And until we meet into another chat, peace out. And please keep Little Miss Q, also Miss Julie from Julie's Heart, with her and her husband dealing with the news that they just came out with about what her husband's dealing with her and her husband. And also anyone else who may need thoughts and prayers, keep them in your thoughts and prayers as we go on for the day and the weekend, and hopefully that they have a speedy recovery. Until then, later.
Thank you.